do it.
Hello and welcome to the Console Gaming League Champion Tier Finals between the first seed Buffalo Banditos and the third seed Pink Sox. I'm your host Salt and Pepper, joined by Headrammer, and this should be a really exciting game. Pink Sox coming into the league, starting out, I think adopting an 0-3 record, coming in a little bit late, but then winning 5 straight, including beating the first seed Buffalo Banditos earlier in Week 5 of the season to go on and qualify for the 3 seed, and then dismissing. I believe it was they played Potential Disaster, or no, Prometheus in the semifinal now here, playing against Buffalo Banditos. So really solid game ahead of us. And like I said, joined by Headrammer. How are you, man? How are things? What can we expect in this game?
I'm doing good, man. I think this will be a really hype team. Hype game. Both these teams are incredibly good, and we know they had a close matchup earlier in the season where Pink Sox dealt Buffalo Banditos their first loss of the season. But Buffalo is not a slouch team either. They are they've been our #1 seed for quite some time now, and it's definitely going to be a challenge for Pink Sox to overtake them. Though it's a bit weird though, for like throughout our tier playoffs, throughout tier finals we've had this last week, only 1 out of 3 so far has the #1 seed come out the victor. The other two playoffs, one the #1 seed lost. So it could be another potential upset situation here. We do know the Pink Sox likes to bring out their unorthodox strategies, so it's hard to prepare for.
Yeah, they do quite a bit, and they end up working out really well for them. I do like watching this team play, and actually you were mentioning that Week 5 matchup. Pink Sox coming into this game, and like you said, handing them their first loss was a nice combination here on Volskaya. They got them the first win of the matchup.
Look at all those assists in the kill.
And then it was Buffalo Banditos, though, on the...
using the back access there to the side room. Big boot by Recon on Ravaxi there. Another hook, gets hog. Is this...
For sure, and it looks like we actually have gotten the ready up from both teams. So, I think we could potentially kick it off here.
Again, starting off on Watchpoint Gibraltar, we'll go to Volskaya, and again, these teams played on Volskaya earlier. You just saw the clips, so they know they have a little bit of familiarity on that map. But starting on a Watchpoint, then Volskaya, then Ilios, and then additional maps if necessary. But I think we can expect a pretty tight, even matchup here. Buffalo Banditos, a good team that's been strong throughout the season, obviously coming in 7-1, where Pink Sox, like I said, 5-3, maybe a little bit misleading. Who knows where they would have been had they started at the beginning of the season? But either way, two teams very good at the top tier of CGL, and I'm excited to see what they have for us.
For sure. Now we're seeing a little bit of teasing of what the potential comp is here on the attack of Pink Sox, and to see with what they're showing right now. Normally, I don't trust what anybody shows me in these kind of pre times where when you see like a Bastion, you think, oh yeah, they're probably not gonna run that. But look, with how much Bastion Pink Sox actually runs, I could actually believe them actually playing this. I could see it happening. However, I do actually think both these teams are very good. Do have very good Widows, so I actually do expect to see some Widowmaker on this map.
Yeah, we don't often see a ton of Widow, at least in CGL and Watchpoint, so yeah, I think that could be a nice little back and forth here. Got Bougie and
it's just like
Mini Soul Reaver on the Widow.
Like early in the season, we did actually see some good Widow on this map, but with the meta kind of shifting over to the more heavy tanks and kind of goats compositions, it's kind of fallen off a little bit. But you still see a decent amount in like the higher tiers where Widow can still have that kind of game-changing effect. I think we are maybe seeing a Bastion. Yes.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Oh, I got you baited.
Ooh, late switches. Still on the Widow, though, like you said, Mini Soul Reaver and Bougie stats be going back and forth, trying to see if we can get the supremacy on that end. Support's identical for either side. Attack with a Orisa here. That's it. What do you think of the Orisa strat when they've got My Name and Bougie both long-range heroes? They're not going to really utilize that shield too much.
It does kind of give them... Yeah, for sure. I mean, it does kind of give them a little bit of area they can hide behind on this card, but it's not really as mobile as like the Reinhardt who can go and follow up. Oh, the ping on Yukio there. That's going to be bad for them. They're probably going to have to back up here. Like, if they were running the Bastion, I could see a little bit of the Orisa, but it is a little bit of a different kind of strategy where you want to hold a specific target.
Ooh, nice pull here from Ninja
Now we
Juice,
go.
able to pick up Mini Soul Reaver. Very solid. That'll be helpful for the attack as they come back into engage this point.
And who needs to win the Widow battle when a Roadhog can do it for you?
Exactly, man. Coming in from the top side there. I don't think Soul Reaver just saw him coming, but now as the attack comes back into engage, looking for a little bit of room. Killer Dog has the help of his supports. Payload continuing to push with the shield here over the top. Shield getting a little bit low for this defensive Reinhardt. He's going in, being a little bit aggressive, but the attacking team kind of not really pushing him. He doesn't have a lot of support. I'm kind of surprised they're not kind of closing in on him a little bit tighter, but either way, Payload continuing to push 4.48 meters away. Pull coming through, but doesn't quite stick there for Name's Juice, but this Reinhardt is not long for this world and will drop.
Yes, they're trading back and forth. It looks like the numbers are going in the favor of Pink Sox right now, as Buffalo will pop the Valkyrie and launch a bomb into the air. I mean, no one though.
Yeah, a lot of ultimates all over the place. Finally, the kills go in the way of Pink Sox. They will cap the point quickly. 4 minutes and 45 seconds now. Their time bank as the Valkyrie Amor tries to get away. Will escape. Few late staggers here, though, for Buffalo Banditos. Could put them in a tough spot. Killer Dog has the long walk back, along with, I believe, Assassin Noor.
Yeah, it looks like this Genji now. He's kind of trying to mess with Widow and Mercy a little bit here, but kind of gets Venom Mine and has to kind of back out. But we'll do a wall hacks, pops my Bougie stats, and gets the better of Soul Reaver. So we're up to, I think, about even in this battle now. It's kind of been a little back and forth this Widow battle.
Yeah, again, the defense not being aggressive enough. They will get the pick up onto H-Bomb, who's trying to give, like you said, the Widow kind of a difficult position. The Supercharger out now, but the attack continuing to push, and the defense not giving them any reason to stop. I mean, they're just not being threatening. They're just continue to give them space, and Pink Sox taking full advantage.
Yeah, that Supercharger there, amplifying so much damage, especially when you have this double sniper composition that already can deal huge amounts of damage with the headshots and a burst. You amplify even more, and it's just so hard to get behind. Oh, picking up the Mercy and the Stagger. Soul Reaver actually has decided to opt out of the Widow battle and go over to the Sombra, and H-Bomb is off his Genji and now over to the not Widow, sorry, Hanzo himself.
Yeah, Soul Reaver making quick work along with H-Bomb. Bougie stats now down. The hack onto Yukio make it difficult for the attackers. Maybe the Sombra switch is exactly what they needed. Already able to, just on the high ground, sitting here, getting him poke damage, building this ultimate, not really being threatened. Gets a little bit of help as now the ultimate's coming out. It's a whole hog, though, from the attackers. A sound barrier to respond. And actually, the defense, I think, so far, winning this matchup, the res now invested onto Name's Juice, and the Soul Reaver's down, so maybe things are going the way of Pink Sox now. But I do like the Sombra switch. I think it was helping. Already up to 80% to an EMP, and they really need to change something. That might be the answer as the attack continues to push around this corner.
Yeah, this Steve is kind of in their back a little bit, because it's kind of going in the favor of Pink Sox right now as he takes out Widow. Oh, the bomb! Can't believe that worked.
Soccer picking up a couple, and now the payload stalled a little bit. Yeah, finally able to, I think, push back the attackers. They look like they're going to be falling back. Name's Juice not able to get away, gets hacked through. Soul Reaver now with an EMP. That'll be huge for this next fight. And things starting to look a little bit better for Banditos, but a lot of time on the clock here for the attack.
Yeah, it was looking really good in the favor of Pink Sox there for a while. They were getting a lot of kills, but they were unable to kind of push the people off the cart in time. And the defense is going to kind of come back, get some picks, and just like delay it long enough.
H-Bomb with a nice double. That'll offset the attack for the defense for them. 6v4 now.
Oh,
a couple reses coming through. Yeah, H-Bomb putting in some serious work here for Buffalo Banditos and pushing Pink Sox back. They just don't have the numbers to continue this approach. Now the attack coming back through, or the defenders rather, trying to turn the screw a little bit. Soccer gets in deep, gets pulled, but gets healed. And yeah, Pink Sox just going to retreat around the corner and wait for the rest of their numbers. 3 minutes and 18 seconds, so still a long defense available here for Banditos, but Ultimate's definitely building for the attack.
Yeah, I don't think they realized H-Bomb was up there at the top, and by the time they noticed, he had already killed 2 people.
Ooh, quick Dragon Strike. Fantastic pull from Casper, though. Just to get Killer Dog back in the line of that Dragon Strike. Now the Supercharger down. The attacker's coming back in quickly. Bougie able to pick Soccer out of mech, so the tank's dropping fast for the defense. Name's Juice able to get a kill with a whole hog. Supports just in no man's land appear on the top. Hello, my name, not quite able to get them completely down, but gets good healing from Yukio. Pink Sox continuing to push now. 2 minutes and 40 seconds. You're exactly right. Soul Reaver's down, though. Yeah, Bougie picks up Soul Reaver. The EMP hasn't come through yet. They earned it a while ago, I feel, and didn't really take full advantage. Now just closing out the defenders as they come out of spawn. It's a self-destruct here from Soccer just to give a little bit more time.
Sorry, that was really funny. Oh, the sound barrier, though, does come out. He avoids the EMP himself, but big shatter coming out as well.
Huge shatter. Able to catch a couple. Assassin Nor with the sound barrier as well. Just keep all the defenders up on their feet. I think they will win this fight. But the attack looking like they're still trying to stall. Name's Juice trying to get to the side just to reset and will fall off the side with Hella My Name. Now changes coming through. Caspeak switching off the Orisa over to a Reinhardt. And Name's Juice now over onto a Zarya.
Yeah, kind of somebody. I was really surprised they didn't use the MP earlier. I mean, it ended up working out in the end, but it really felt like they had so many good situations to use it.
Agreed. And now Soul Reaver back over to a Widow.
Yeah, opting to take that duel. Ooh, and winning it.
And winning it. Defenders, again, continuing to get the kills they need. A couple members still forward. Killer Dog's going to swing big. Soul Reaver getting picks left and right, actually.
That was a very clean fight over there for Buffalo.
Yeah, they've definitely started looking a lot better later in this round. Obviously, they have a shorter respawn, so they have a bit of an advantage in these fights. But I will say, just from a team fight perspective, they're starting to look like they're settling into the game a little bit. And we'll see how much of that early percentage earned by Pink Sox was just like a lethargic start here for Banditos. Ooh, Bougie answering right back,
this
though.
time. The Widows are back and forth, man. But we do have a Dragon for H-Bomb this time. And for Hella My Name.
Dragon Strike now from both sides. The attacking one a little bit more effective. Able to pick up two. Nice from Hello My Name, but then gets picked up by Soul Reaver, who grabs a second onto Bougie. We're kills back and forth,
up
though.
there.
Well,
because
and
he took out the opposing Widow, he's uncontested.
You think about all the time that was on the clock here for Pink Sox, and now they're underneath 30 seconds as they try and push this point. So spectacular from Buffalo Banditos. Uses the shatter. H-Bomb gets caught and goes down. The attack, the only one really around the payload. Assassin Nor trying to stall. Still the kills going the way of the attackers. It's just the supports on the point now, but they stalled long enough for Soccer to get back on D.Va. Only briefly, though. Gets out of mech immediately. We'll see if the defenders can continue contesting, but I don't think that'll do it. 12 seconds on the clock, and Pink Sox cap Watchpoint Gibraltar.
Yes, they do cap with time, which is always good, even though it is under a minute. Just being able to finish third point is difficult, because they came into that point with quite a lot of time. Buffalo did quite a good job, honestly, at bringing back a lot of those fights I thought they had lost.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it was a slow start for Banditos. Obviously, they did allow the map to be completely capped, but you think about, I think it was maybe 3 or 4 minutes on the clock when Pink Sox got to this third section, so being able to stall out for that long is going to be really helpful. Hopefully, they can respond with as strong of an attack as Pink Sox did and kind of pull something out of this match. But Pink Sox, no, just still giving them credit, they have put themselves in a good position here to open up these finals.
Yeah, the DPS, both DPS on both teams have been actually doing incredibly good. The Widow battle has been back and forth. Primarily, we've been seeing the second DPS on Hanzo, and both of them have been getting kill after kill after kill. It's just, it's really hard to tell which team is winning that DPS battle.
Well, yeah, and you said it. We saw the Widow fight going back and forth, and changing strategy a little bit, but ultimately it still played just as big a part in the end as it did at the beginning. So, and I feel like both Widows feel like they have space to play, and yeah, really back and forth between the two sides. I feel like they're very evenly matched so far.
Yeah, so it looks like on defense right now we have a little bit of Ryan Zarya defense, so opting to do that first, whereas previously they started with the Orisa Hog. Running the Hanzo and then the Genji this time. We'll have to see how well the Genji works out for them. I know Buffalo was on Genji for a little bit and opted to switch off pretty soon after. We'll have to see if they stick with it. Is H-Bomb actually running the Torbjorn? He did, I think, win with Torbjorn in the our 1v1 tournament.
Yeah, I like this attack coming out from Banditos. This is interesting with the Mei, obviously just shields upon shields upon shields, and H-Bomb here with the Torbjorn turret. More Lucio. I've not seen this before, but seems like it's working out well enough so far. Looking for the wall. The defense is going to have to drop down here pretty soon. I think that's what they're waiting for, just the wall off, and they can continue winning these fights early. Hasn't quite committed yet. They haven't found it, but here's the wall, and oh yeah, immediately. Name's Juice in a very difficult spot. Goes down. Bougie's able to take down the turret, but the advantage going the way of Buffalo Banditos early, getting all the kills.
Zen's just like, oh, hello. You found me. Bougie going over to the Junkrat now. Off the Genji. Realize it's not going to work. They need more damage. Leading to a pretty first point for Buffalo there. Sorry, pretty quick first point, not first. Pretty first. And just kind of give it space right now for Buffalo as they regroup. Actually, oh, my name is going over to the Pharah. As
Yeah,
these
we'll
walls
see.
just continuing to cause them problems.
Yeah, quite a few problems. They just need a little bit more damage over the top. Now Coalescence coming out, though, from the attackers.
Oh,
It's a
the
shatter as
shatter.
well. Oh my god, quite a few. Killer Dog popping off. That's 4 kills in the feed for that Reinhardt. And Buffalo Banditos has not been stopped one time on this attack.
Yeah, not yet. They've been, this is a competition that's kind of very hard to approach. Because all these shields are making it so that you can't really do damage to the people that are behind them. And then you have, so then you have to get close to kind of do that damage or spam them from a distance. But you have these two characters that like, yes, please come at me. May's like, yes, come at me, I want to freeze you. And Torbjorn just can lay down armor for himself, and his turret will just continue to shoot you anyways. And I think Pink Sauce just needs to find a place to stabilize. Maybe this tire could provide something for them. Because right now, Buffalo's banking up ultimates, and it looks like they're just kind of getting ready to use them for one big fight at the end.
Yep. Yeah, now the Blizzard coming out, Babushi coming in with the tire over the top, hoping he can catch a couple with the supercharger in behind. Can't quite catch anything, but Hello My Name at least able to get damage onto the Torbjorn. Caspique finds his opposite Killer Dog, and things starting to look a little bit better for the defenders' Pink Socks, but 5 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock for Banditos, and yeah, it's going to be a long defense for the red team.
And
finally, they're able to stop this attack.
Yeah, it was pretty big investment from Buffalo. They spent the supercharger, the May ult, Lucio ult, and Mercy ult. So actually, they're doing a full switch of their composition now, keeping Torbjorn because he has his ultimate. But now they're going over to the Ryan Zarya Widow that Sawyer was running earlier, and going over to Zen instead of Lucio.
Let's talk a look at a build charge early on this Zarya. You're right, they do have the is it multi-core? Or is it like lava?
It's still multi-core. They just changed
the
what multi-core is.
That's right. He can lay down and make it complicated, but here comes the shatter. They've combined it well. Not a lot of damage. Now it's a nice defensive transcendence, though, coming out from Kobe Kid. Like that from Zenyatta. Very smart there. See if they can turn this around. Looks like it actually is going their way as the defensive Graviton comes out. Huge combination here.
Oh, would have taken out.
And kills completely
Too much
going the way
damage
of
to
the defenders. So will
Yeah,
we
now I
see
think
a
Helen is probably
replication
gonna
of the...
the H might actually switch over to Fair himself.
Exactly right. I wonder if we're going to see the same kind of defense we saw from Buffalo Banditos here, because obviously there was a lot of time on the clock when Pink Sox got to this point in their attack. Ooh, interesting here though from Caspique, a little overextension. Not sure what the plan was there. Maybe looking for the shadow from behind, but they caught him out regardless. Now the attackers have the advantage. H-bomb up in the air,
Oh,
5
the anti-air
health.
jump.
Oh. You actually,
I wonder if My Name is gonna swap off the Fair now, just because they do have the Widow to kind of really hard contest him. They don't really have any contesting for the Widow right now. And he's just popping off now because of that.
yeah, completely. There's a double kill right there. H-bomb adds another. Things looking good for Banditos as they continue to push the payload. 3 minutes and 40 seconds still for them. Soul Reaver looking for something on the Widow. Here comes a tire from Bougie Stats though. Hasn't found. Ooh, and a fire strike from Killer Dog. Very nice to take that out.
They need to get off this Fair now. Or at least have some of the, yeah, the Bougie going over to the Widow to help contest the other Pharaoh.
Ooh, here comes a shadow though from Caspique. Is able to find the Zarya, but can't quite catch the pin. Gets pinned himself and taken down. That's a little difficult there for the defenders.
Bougie gets 2. Well, this is back and forth. But both tanks on the point is going to be bad for them. It's difficult.
I like the Transcendence here late from Assassin, just to make sure they can clear everything out. Yu-Gi-Oh! The only one left to support, but can't really contest. Trying to. Yeah, the stall's not going to come through. That's a lot of time available here for Buffalo and Banditos. Solid response in round 2 on Watchpoint.
For sure. So I think, yeah, I really feel like one of the biggest issues for them was they stuck a little bit too long on their double spam comp. Because the double spam comp, what they were running before was actually really good for it. But when Buffalo Banditos went over to the Widow, they had nothing to contest the other Widow. So their Pharaoh was able to be shot out of the sky, their Junkrat was able to be shot. So then they did switch to the Widow at the very, very end though, but it was a little bit too late. Even though Bougie got 2 or 3 kills there, shot Mercy out of the air and Valkyrie, both tanks were still alive as well as Zenyatta. And it's really hard to kill both, especially when one of them has a shield as a Widow. I think that was really, they were playing it overall pretty well, but I think that was the one major mistake they made, was leaving the Widow uncontested for too long.
Yeah, I would agree with that. You were talking about a lot of free range shots, largely uncontested and able to get just fight offsetting kills. Either way though, 3 minutes and 50 seconds now for the defenders. It's a minute for Pink Sox. We'll see what they can do with this attack.
Obviously, this is a defensive bash I'm saying here.
When we've seen this before, this kind of thing where teams just back and forth with really strong attacking sides, maybe not such great defensive sides, but on escorts especially, you'll see teams go the distance even in overtime. So really anything can happen on these type of payload maps. We'll see what Pink Sox have for us.
For which was really rare, we got both an offensive and defensive bastion.
Yeah, H-Bomb not quite set up yet, though. Trying to get into a good position, but Hella My Name already starting to get damage in on the defenders here on the top. A nice pull. Can't quite get everybody off, though, from Caspian King. Bougie gets a quick pick on the Soul Reaver, and things looking good for Pink Sox early. Rez invested there. Amore using that on Soul Reaver, so still back up to a 6v6, but Pink Sox in this payload continue to push without any kind of challenge from the defenders.
So far, yeah, but they're coming in from both sides now, both from the high ground and in front.
Hella
But
My
Hog
Name's-
is flanking right now.
Hella My Name, I was just about to say, very well protected, but a very good pin, though, coming in from, I think it was Killer Dog, to try and disrupt that Bastion. Seems like it will have stalled the payload. Now just 10 seconds left. We'll see if they can continue pushing, but Buffalo and Banditos look like they're cleaning up this fight, or at least getting all the essential picks. Nice rest from Amore again to get Killer Dog back into the game. The defensive Bastion, H-Bomb now set up. Oh, there's going to be an overtime, though. Kobe Kid back on H-Bomb looking for some kills with his ultimate. Yeah. I think this one's going to go the way of Buffalo Banditos. A solid defense here for them. And as the overtime meter starts to tick down, Pink Sox looking for any kind of contention to come back in. Can't quite. Caspi can't get there quite in time.
Yeah.
Round 3 completes. Pink Sox with a respectable push, but, with a minute, they're going to want to get a little bit more out of that. Buffalo Banditos with a huge time bank. See how they come back out on their attack.
Yeah, that may cause them a little bit of issues knocking the Orisa up into the air to allow them to be shot and not be able to put the shield back down to protect the Bastion. And Bastion got taken out. And while his H-Bomb on their Bastion was able to just keep firing and dealing so much damage.
Yeah, I liked the reaction there from Killer Dog, just to see the Bastion exposed, using the pin to get in the back, and then the teammates recognizing the threat, cleaning up the Bastion. And yeah, that really kind of tipped the fight in Banditos' favor. We'll see if they can get the win here.
This is it's not an unwinnable fight for Pink Sox still. I mean, they still absolutely can win this. It is a very difficult hold because of where it is. But we've seen teams before get full held here. I mean, heck, we just saw it happen right now. It's just going to be very, very difficult to defend for 3 minutes and 50 seconds. And I think right now Buffalo's just looking at it like, all right, we don't need to push it that far. What do we just run goats? When we win it out, we throw ourselves at it until we have enough ultimates that we just win.
Well, and that's the difference, though. You just said it. The ultimates, with just 60 seconds, it's difficult to really have a full-on ultimate battle and kind of manage those. With 3 minutes and 50 seconds, we're going to see 1, probably 2, possibly 3. And so it's probably 2. So they will be able to strategize a little bit more around that. And I think 60 seconds doesn't give you enough time to be as kind of multi-dimensional as you probably want to be. But a lot of shields coming out for the defenders. Names Juice here on the Orisa. They've got Hella My Name on the May, Caspic on the Reinhardt. Yeah, playing very close. Oftentimes we don't see this kind of strategy. A lot of damage available to come in, and you see immediately it's Soccer here on the top, able to rain damage from above the defenders. So they kind of sandwich themselves a little bit. Now coming in from behind, Bougie in the sights.
Oh, the pin. Who got it? Oh, it got that Orisa. Oh, the Bastion went down. That's bad.
Yeah, but kills going back and forth. Still a 5v5 here. But yeah, the Bastion kill is going to be the important thing. These walls are going to be difficult, especially in this small area here. Pink Sox zoning out the attack well. Here comes a shadow, though. Caspi catches a couple here on the top. Can't finish it up. Oh, but gets a pin onto H-Bomb. There we go. Now things go on the way of Pink Sox. Solid play from this Reinhardt. And yeah, Pink Sox able to hold on in this first team fight.
True, though. One of the downsides for them is that it did force them to spend a little bit of ultimates there, whereas Buffalo didn't spend anything. Though H-Bomb actually going over to the Pharah just wants to kind of spam damage from above them and constantly keep pressure on this Bastion. Most of Buffalo kind of just like above them, firing down. Oh, the shatter, but the more. Oh, kills just going the way of Buffalo right now. They're doubling down.
Yeah, kills all over the place. A lot of ultimates coming underneath as well. The rally here for Kobe Kid, but getting a little bit low. Finally does go down. Banditos continuing to get these kills. They need to push. Yeah, I don't know if Pink Sox will be able to come back in with a contention. The attack, 2 minutes and 11 seconds. You see some of the silhouettes coming back over the top, but can they get there in time to contest this? Self-destruct coming over the top. They cannot. So. Buffalo Banditos taking the first win in the series.
I think Buffalo made some pretty good swaps there at the end to just kind of realizing because of where they're playing, they can just be down right above them without being touched and just kind of spam from above them until they got people low enough to walk forward in front of the shield and just shatter them.
And Soul Reaver here able to get quite a few of these picks. Winning pick onto Bougie stats there. And not even remotely contested. Getting a couple picks back and forth. Solid combination there for the Widow. And Buffalo Banditos coming out very strongly. Pink Sox, again, like we said, has beaten this team before. Next map is Volskaya, where Pink Sox has beaten Buffalo Banditos. We'll see if they can turn the series around or Buffalo Banditos pulls away even further when we come back to the CGL Champion Tier Finals. Welcome back to the Console Gaming League Champion Tier Finals. We've got Buffalo Banditos up in the series 1-0 against Pink Sox after a multi-round watch point game. And it looks really good for Pink Sox early on. They had a strong attack that kind of stalled out the third section, able only to finish with 12 seconds on the clock. Buffalo Banditos comes out with a very strong attack, finishes with, I believe, like 3+ minutes, and just able to turn around that early round. A little bit of disappointment, getting rolled a little bit in the first 2 points, and go on to win the game. So now they're up in the series, going to Volskaya. Like we said at the pregame, though, this is a map where Pink Sox have beaten Buffalo Banditos in the first game on, rather in week 5. So a little bit familiar territory. This side, though, it's going to be Buffalo Banditos attacking first and Pink Sox defending first. We'll see how that plays into this game. I think it was reversed in week 5. But again, Salt and Pepper joined by Headrammer, and this is kind of an intriguing game so far. What are you thinking?
It is definitely like a lot of interesting comps, honestly, from both sides here. Both teams kind of running a little bit of non-standard stuff, so each team's kind of having to react to the other. We saw both attack and defensive bastion on watch point there. We saw a lot of May. We actually saw a really nice variety of compositions, and I think to a degree each team's finding a little bit of difficulty kind of adapting to it. I think one of the big problems, like the huge time bank that Pink Sox had to defend against there was obviously going to be very, very hard for them, and at least to compete. So they basically only had one or so fights with like how these tank competitions kind of have been working as recently. And unfortunately they did lose. I'm sorry, unfortunately for them, they did lose that first map. However, now we're going over to Volskaya. And Volskaya is different. Obviously now Volskaya is a 2 CP map. So kind of a different play style for how that's played. That was a really poor way of saying that. For a different play style for how that's played, but it just has a different style to it. 2PP is one of those things where you can really heavily snowball, depending on how you take first point, and a lot of times if you win the map, you pretty much have to defend. It goes based on how you defend second point, because oftentimes first point is kind of like free-ish.
Yeah.
Now both teams, their defenses though, both teams kind of seem like their defense has been struggling a little bit. As both teams did fully give up a lot of these compositions. So I'm really expected to see what these teams want to run. Right now we're being teased a little bit of kind of attack goats by Buffalo Banditos. They do have a little bit of Roadhog. We kind of saw this a bit from Team UK in the World Cup, where they run goats with like a Roadhog, to use it to still have the tankiness, but go for like more of the picks and kind of roaming around. And then if they went to like kind of the counters to goats, which was like a Sombra or like a Fair or something like that, he'd go up and like hook the Fair or something like the sort. So it is something we've seen UK do pretty strongly, so I'm really curious to see how that works for them. But on the defense, looks like we got a little bit of Ryan Zarya, Hanzo Sombra, Mercy Lucio. So not super, not really the same what they're running on attack, but it's definitely something that could go against what they're running, because the hack can be, I mean, honestly, EMP and Sombra hack is just super powerful, as long as you're following up on those hacks and just storming forward.
I do like the Sombra play here from the defenders. Now Pink Sox, I will say, you did mention that first point feels kind of free sometimes on this one. Pink Sox in that week 5 game did full hold to win this, so we'll see if they're able to replicate that kind of defense. It's a nice aggressive approach as Caspi's coming out to try and get a good scope on the defenders. Huge pin, Soul Reaver dropping for the attack. His name's Juice, able to pick up that Zarya, so things going well for the attackers earlier. The res, though, coming through. The defenders back up to their full 6, but now the fight's really on the point. Killer Dog going in for a pin, finds it. But I think Bougie actually takes down Killer Dogs beforehand. Both Reinhardt's down now for either side. And Bougie just over the top like we saw in Wash Point, just trying to get kills early. General No Nips, a substitute coming in on Lucio, able to get 2 picks quickly. Caspi the Sombra down now.
Yeah, they do trade a little more, but it is worse though when Pink Sox loses points because of picks, because of one, they are on the defense, so they're spawns much further away, and two, because of the way how Goats kind of works, they kind of keep each other up a lot more than the comp that Pink Sox is running. So the picks are much more important. Like losing that main tank is worse for Pink Sox than it is for Buffalo. And it looks like Killer Dog's just been doing these aggressive pins and kind of getting away with it for the most part.
And getting away with it, the operative there. Already 92% to a shatter, 55 for his opposite, names Juice on the defense. So things looking very good. Soul Reaver here on Zarya, full charge, uses a Graviton, finds a couple. Here comes the attackers though. Graviton coming the other direction. It's a sound barrier though for the defenders. It's a fantastic response. Oh my god.
That was nasty.
Yeah, and that's how
they
you
did
work
use
it.
basically everything, but they stopped the snowball situation, which is actually that's worth the huge investment. They made them spend their brig ultimate. They made them spend their grav, and you made them invest heavily, and you prevented that huge snowball from happening. Even though you sent your shatter, grav, EMP, and sound barrier, you're not in a bad place. Even though the offense does have way more else to do.
Yeah, really solid response there from Pink Sox. Nice defense, and you're right, prevented the snowball situation. Ultimates now for the attackers, though. Killer Dog with the shatter and Soccer with the whole hog. Nothing for the defense, but they're close to Bougie stats. Here comes the shatter, though. Finds a couple. Here's the pin in. Killer Dogs finds his opposite. Things looking good for the attackers. They've got a sound barrier to keep him up as the Coalescence, desperate from the defense, just try and keep their tanks alive, but is looking very good here for the attack. They've already got a tick, looking for another. Still 5 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock, though, for Banditos, and this attack coming out very strongly. Yukio the Mora caught in a tough spot, maybe able to get away, but cannot. It's an attack Coalescence as well. They're throwing everything into this fight and getting a lot out of it. 77% earned, looking for the rest of this percentage of the points.
Bad for them.
That's true, yeah. They won't be able to sustain with the defenders having the shorter respawn, but coming in with 77% is going to feel good. The tire here now invested will pick up H-bomb. So yeah, finally Pink Sox will retreat. Bougie and Caspic able to kind of settle things down a little bit here for Pink Sox in their defense, but a solid attack there and not a lot left to go for Banditos.
It looked like for a second there, like that all kind of started off with the Reinhardt shatter. So it looked like Killer Dogs there got either knocked by the Reinhardt hammer or knocked and booped by their Lucio and Pink Sox over to the corner. And before they could finish him off when he's out of position, he just shattered and knocked down 2 people.
That was another Graviton coming out. The Dragon Strike coming straight through. Bougie able to pick up a couple. The Graviton the other direction does nothing because no one can follow up. And a solid double there for the defenders. They'll clean up again.
And Soul Reaver spent the grab as well.
Yeah. Use it. They used that. They weren't. I mean, now switching over to the Zarya. So they're switching off goats to a more standard 2-2-2. And maybe they just decided that was the time to do it. Didn't want to invest in Zarya anymore. So using the Graviton, not really too upset about it being wasted. The damage coming in immediately already effective as the defenders will have to scatter from the choke here a little bit.
Yeah, there is no really hit scan on the side of Pink Socks right now. Like, really contest this Pharaoh.
Well, and now Soccer switched over to the Zarya, so they do want the Zarya. They were just switching up the comp a little bit, and Mini Soul Reaver is the player going over to DPS now.
Yeah.
Names Juice adds a shatter here for the defenders. Yukio has a Coalescence as well, so they may try and combine that and once again shut down this attack before they really engage. Has to find the perfect opportunity, but now that Reinhardt out of position a little bit, Killer Dog able to get back in front and get the shield up.
Booker does have a tire.
Ooh, there's another shatter. Finally is able to pick it up. Then gets eliminated immediately. H-Bomb able to protect his Reinhardt to some extent. Dragon Strike from the attackers will come through. There's a sound barrier out though for Pink Socks to defense and a Coalescence.
Barrage coming up. Yeah,
it doesn't catch anybody. Ooh, and the defense again able to clean up. That looked like it was kind of a fractured attack from Pink Socks. They weren't eventually able to get over the line, and good recovery there. Or rather, I'm sorry, the attack Banditos and Pink Socks defending well.
You keep swapping these teams up.
I know, man.
Oh, who's attacking and defending? Pink Socks is both attacking and defending.
Just back and forth too. Bougie here with another
Sure,
Dragon
we do
Strike.
another shatter on the side attack.
Yeah.
Oh, picks the Pharaoh out of the sky.
Yeah, no hit scan, no problem here for the defenders. Pink Socks.
Yeah.
Soul Reaver will get res though. They'll invest that there. Still a shatter for Killer Dogs, looking for the perfect spot. Still swapping kills though, but you know you don't want to be trading picks like this, like you were saying, because it's not going to ever benefit the attackers to try and keep pushing. It's a Graviton though coming out, Dragon Strike to combine Bougie with another double, and Names Juice able to clean up again. And Pink Socks, I like this kind of conservative approach. I don't think the attack is being aggressive enough though.
Right now, though, they are stacking up ultimates on the attack. They have the Shatter. They're coming very close to grab. They have the Barrage. They have basically a Dragon and a Mercy Valkyrie. So it looks like they're just stacking up right now to just go for one big 6 ult push. If Pink Fox can survive this, one of these big pushes here, then they're in a really good situation. But it'll be difficult.
I would agree with that. Soul Reaver here with the Barrage looking for an opportunity to use it. Amor's up with the Valkyrie to combine. Oh, immediately picks up Bougie. They've got to switch off the Fair now. I just don't think they're going to be able to maintain that, obviously. The attacking Graviton coming through, though. Dragon Strike again finds Yukio. Both supports down now for the defenders, and they don't need a lot more on the point. Bougie came back in time. There it is. Bandito is able to cap the point on Volskaya.
I don't know if you saw it there, but when both the supports were in the grab there, Lucio went to ult, and his ult got cancelled by the Shatter of Killer Dogs.
Eventually kind of did them in. Not able to... It's been really good response from Pink Socks to use their ultimates responsibly to win those team fights, and I think that, obviously you make one mistake and it gets capitalized on. They weren't able to get the sound barrier off, and, do they get that sound barrier off and then continue defending? Possibly. But either way, Bandito's finally able to get over the line. 1 minute and 39 seconds available.
Yeah, the Pink Sox did, even though they did allow them to cap second point, they did burn a lot of time for what they originally had on the attack. So they're definitely in a better situation than they used to be. Though they do still have to cap both points themselves with time to have a chance of winning this map.
Yeah. So definitely the work cut out for them, but you're right, definitely more manageable now. Able to defend for as long as it did. And it looks pretty good. We'll see if Banditos has some their defense. Again, Goat's coming out.
Yeah,
for
so
the
it looks
attackers.
like... Yeah, so we do have a Goats attack. I don't think we've seen Pink Sox run their Goats yet today. So far, we know we've seen Buffalo run Goats, and it was working at least pretty well for them at the start. Now on the defense, actually, we're looking. Those defensive comps looking very similar to what Pink Sox is running. I say that as they switch around, so never mind. Ignore what I just said. It's not the same. It looks like we're running almost like a modified defensive Goats, except instead of a third support, you have a Sombra. Make sure there's no debates. I got debated. Dang it. Okay, so they decided to switch off of. Oh wait, they're going quad. Never mind, I switched around who played what support. So actually decided to go with the Ana this time. I want to try denying some healing.
Ooh, gets to sleep early though. They will wake up Killer Dog, but now the attack is on here for Pink
Oh, he's
Socks.
anti.
Attack coming in from H-Bomb behind. Caspic will take down Killer Dog, this defensive Reinhardt. So things looking good for the attackers early. Still need to get a few more of these kills to solidify it. Can't quite find him. Soccer's able to get one though for the defenders. So now even 5v5.
Our Ana down is down on the side of Big Sock, which is actually one of their big sources of healing.
But these Zarya's going back and forth. Still no one with too much of the advantage. With the kills still keep going back and forth. I think the defenders maybe a bit of the advantage. Finally a shatter coming out though from Caspic on the attack.
Yeah,
here we go.
clean it up.
Yep, Pink Socks looking like they will be able to cap this. Killer Dog coming back into contest. There's an EMP
Oh,
though. That could be
they're doing that with
huge. There's a
EMP.
bomb as well. He's able to find Caspic and maybe the defenders can hold this.
I think they can. That will be enough. Deciding to potentially double down when most people wouldn't.
And still for the attack though, they've got 2 support ultimates in building. Quite a few. They've got the bomb and the Graviton on the way, but Bandito's still in a good position here. They have a Graviton of their own already, plus the sound barrier from General No Nips. Coalescence very close as well. So Bandito's still in a very good position here. 2 minutes and 30 seconds available for Pink Socks. Here comes an Annie over the top. The Graviton though from the defenders will find Caspic. The sound barrier keeps everybody a little bit further bolstered. Coalescence coming out though from the defenders. It's a self-destruct in over the top to combine with the bomb, and they're able to find him more.
Ooh.
Kills going the way of the attack. Now there we go. Pink Socks may be able to find a
Oh, I
clean
think
this
his
point
shatter
up.
was canceled. I think Killer Dog's shatter was canceled there.
A solid cap here for Pink Socks. Looks a little bit tough there, but able to get it over the line.
Now, I don't think there's really a whole lot of snowball potential here for Pink Sox. They really only have the shatter, so unless the shatter is huge, I don't think they can really snowball this in. But H-Bomb's now switched over to the Pharah to be a little bit more of that spam anti-goatsy composition.
Coming back in, wasting absolutely no time coming into the B checkpoint. Soul Reaver on the Diva over the top, getting healed up a little bit. I hear a shatter.
Oh, he's
come through.
deep. That Reinhardt's deep.
Oh,
yes.
And I think Caspic's over the side, actually. Yeah, Kobe Kid dropping as well. The defenders have now a 64 and the advantage, so it's going to be Pink Sox having to retreat this point.
Yeah, I do wonder if they're going to be switching anything up now. Potentially getting a little bit more off the goats composition.
Yeah, just Banditos finishing the cleanup there. Still 5 minutes available, though, for the attackers.
Excuse me. Looks like they're sticking to it for now. Defense does have this grab barrage combo coming up here. But the defenses are pretty good on their ultimates right now. Yukio getting super low. It was almost a scary one.
Ooh, Graviton on deck here for Banditos. The tanks don't see him at all. Here it is from behind, able to catch 3, I think. 4, yeah, gets pooped back. Caspic in there as well. There's the rocket barrage from H-Bomb. Oh, they're really turning, yeah, just piling on right now. Piling on H-Bomb. And we get both tanks. Yeah, and Bandito's going to hold this defense again.
So it is good for them that Pink Sox did not spend anything. They are still kind of letting the Buffalo spend their ultimates to defend them. Honestly, very similar to what happened during Buffalo's own attack, where they just kind of build up ultimates. So it's my hope that they're doing that right now.
Now the attack coming back in from Pink Sox. It's a Valkyrie up, though, for a more for the defenders. The Coalescence coming out from the attackers as well. The self-destruct, though, from Mini Soul Reaver finds nobody. I think...
Ryan's deep in the back.
Is there a nano out here for Hello? I think Hollow My Name...
Yeah, Ryan was nanoed.
Oh, I see.
Caspic was specifically.
Now it's the attacking. Graviton coming through, combined with the bomb. I think they use Shatter as well, so a lot of things invested here. More going in for the res. Can't quite find it. Kills going the way of Pink Sox. The kill feed lights up blue for them. Yeah, but H-Bomb's down. Can't even use it. All the kills going the way of Pink Sox, and now they've got to tick on the point. Looking for a second is now Soul Reaver out of mech. Now they're just waiting on the respawns. We'll see if they can continue contesting. General No Nib's doing his level best, but Bougie just melts him down immediately. And more coming back in, melted again. Can't anybody get back? H-Bomb gets back in time, able to continue the contention right here at the death. 6 seconds or 6% away. 3 minutes 11 seconds though for Banditos to continue defending this. But kills still going the way of Pink Sox.
It's Reinhardt coming back in here, gets super low. Now it's just most supports. And Mercy gets the res on Reinhardt? Okay, oh, that doesn't matter. but I was surprised they allowed that res to happen. And a respectable time for Pink Sox. I think they ended with what, like 3 minutes left?
Yeah, they're gonna feel very, very
Okay,
good
just
about
under
that
3.
attack.
Yeah, so both teams kind of honestly sitting on very similar time banks here. And we just like Voskaya seems to go, both teams cap both points, and then we go again.
Yeah, well, and like we said, this is already turning into more of a attacking struggle than a defensive one. The defense for either side looked a little bit better in this map than it did on watch point, but you know, still obviously minute plus on the clock for both sides, and 3 here for Pink Sox. I think it's going to be in for some multi-round games here. Luckily though, the next map,
Sure, I think it was...
you know, that's only going to be 3 rounds max.
Yeah, for sure. So it looks like right now we do have Banditos attacking first because they are the team that had less time in the end. And it looks like they are pretty much looking to run what they were running before, I believe. Or they do have that ghost composition with the Roadhog instead. Whereas Pink Sox will defend here. And it looks like they're kind of looking at running potentially the Widow with a little bit of Rhine Diva, Moira Lucio, and Zarya action. So a little bit of a modified ghost composition.
5, 4,
Instead of a third support, they have the Widow.
defend objective A.
Let's see if Bougie can provide the pick potential they need on this Widow. Oh, he gets pinned again!
Killer Dogs. Wow,
Really
game
on.
juice immediately down. Banditos coming out, taking no prisoners here. Not a lot of time to work with, but trying to use every bit of it. Caspic able to answer 2 back though.
Oh, the Roadhog flank on the Widow.
Yeah, they are able to take down Bougie, but you know, Caspic with all the work on the front line, able to take down 2 tanks, and I don't think that Banditos will be able to maintain that attack. Need to pull back so they have time for another.
Oh, but the main tank might fall.
Yeah, but
he got caught out.
gets caught, completely body blocked, wasn't able to retreat. Now under 60 seconds, they've got time for another attack. Mini Soul Reaver on the Brigida, close to a rally for the attackers, Buffalo Banditos, but the Shatter for the defenders, very close as the Coalescence already available. There's a rally now for Banditos as they come back in, staying pretty tight, taking full advantage of the shield. They're already starting to earn some of this percentage, though, and they actually get a tick out of it. Gotta really,
so they will give the point up.
yeah, I'm surprised that they conceded that. It looked like Pink Sox were going to be able to hold on. They lost a couple and just backed out. Maybe worried about.
Yeah, I don't think they really had. I don't think they really had the numbers to defend it, and they do to keep on their ultimates now. Eventually, have to hold this the second point a little bit easier.
Yeah, they do have all of the
One
ultimates.
thing. Oh, I saw what they were trying to do there. They're trying to do a little bit of Shatter Diva Bomb combo to take out the Reinhardt, but unfortunately it didn't fully work.
Hey, we're responding
I
just
do
as
know,
aggressively.
I believe... Oh, they're doubling down.
Ooh, yeah, investing the Shadow. There's the sound barrier out for the defenders, though, and that's going to help significantly. Coalescence out for both sides. It's now it's a Graviton from the defense, or from the attackers, rather. I'm sorry. Killer Dogs and No Nips getting a couple kills, and maybe they'll start to get a little bit more out of this.
Those kind of trading back and forth here. With both supports up with a Roadhog, and that's actually 3 supports up on a Roadhog, and that basically makes Roadhog really hard to kill. And but Pink Sox is coming back as they pin Roadhog in the distance, but I don't know if that's really where you want to be right now.
Yeah, now the Rocket Barrage gets both supports, though, from Bougie. There's a third onto a more, and that's huge for this this Pharaoh overtime meter starts to tick down. That may just do it, but Killer Dog's coming back in with a pin, trying to hold on as long as he can.
Just in the corner, being bubbled. He's like, this is my corner now.
This might stall just about long enough, but there, yeah, there's the defensive Graviton. I don't think the attack will be able to come back in, and they don't earn anything on the point, but they are able to get to B, and that'll be big. Pink Sox, though, got to feel good about this next attack.
Sure, I think Pink Sox to win. I think honestly the biggest thing they need to do is they need to like support their main tank. I believe Hello My Name Is has been the one playing Reinhardt mostly. I think at least this patch specifically. I did hear someone say at some point that Pink Sox is running one of their DPS on main tanks. I think it's because their main tank couldn't like be here or something like that.
Oh.
Or at least one of their tanks wasn't able to show up. I could be incorrect here, but that's I believe what I heard. But it seems like a lot of times Pink Sox lose fights either due to their main tank being out of position and going a little bit too aggressive, like separated from the team, or because the main tank isn't getting the support he needs to take those engagements versus especially like a GOAT's composition The main tank's so important in that. And when you're playing in goats, the main tank has way more support. I mean, you have 3 healers and a person that can bubble him and a person that can defense matrix for him. It's very difficult. It can be very difficult to kill that main tank then. We do have a little bit of different composition here on the defense now. They realized Bastion worked pretty good on the previous point on the payload. What if we ran it onto CP with goats?
5, 4, 3,
We do have a bougie fair right here on attack.
1.
Yeah, that fair could cause some issues for H-Bomb on the Bastion. Sitting up on the corner actually doesn't have a shield either, so it could be in a very difficult and exposed spot early on. Immediately sees that fair and starts to retreat. Stays a little bit more mobile. Is taking some shots though, so they're really going to have to pivot to support this Bastion, or this could fall apart very quickly for Banditos. He's going to drop back down and try and find some of the support from the shield. Still the damage coming in over the top from Bougie, making it a little bit difficult. The attack taking a little bit of time, not really committing just yet. I don't know if they're looking for a pick before they engage or what. Oh no, they're going around the top right-hand side. There we go. Yeah, Caspi able to take down Soccer. That's going to be a nice start here. Hello, my name going in deep, though. Yeah, just gets melted immediately. They're still getting a few of these kills. We'll see if they can follow up.
Luckily, Fair is just running down his damage from above, taking out 2 supports with it. And actually, they do get the res on Hello, my name is. But Bastion right above them, just laying down damage. They need to keep an eye on him.
Yeah, huge there. Finally, they're able to take down the Bastion. Name's Juice, able to get some damage in, but it was Caspeak in with the defense matrix to belay the threat. Still, the kills.
Nobody's taking point right now. It's just like a Zarya, a Fair, and a Dream. Actually, and I think they will hold because they were too separated on their attack.
Yeah, again, just the numbers all favoring Buffalo Banditos. Pink Sox will have to retreat. 1 minute and 45 seconds, though.
Vision needs to back up.
Yeah, exactly. Caspeak either just jump off the side or maybe just trying to get a little bit of that damage back for the mech. See if they just leave that diva. But yeah, it's going to be difficult. Bougie very close to a rocket barrage and could melt down Caspeak. Still 50% though, and I don't think they made that baby diva enough of a priority. She'll be able to get mech back.
Okay, it takes out the other Fair. Oh, the Fair gets 2. Okay, basically team kill Fair. All right, I get it. You know how to play Fair. I get it.
Gigantic triple here from Bougie. Still 3 ultimates on deck as Pink Sox finally do cap this point. And yeah, fantastic combination there. Bougie with the triple.
And that's actually really, really good for Pink Sox and really, really bad for Buffalo Banditos because they spent a barrage and killed the entire team. They're coming up on Grav, coming up on Shatter. They have Diva Bomb, they have Moira ult, and they have Valkyrie. They have everything they need to snowball this in the second point and take the stick.
Hello.
Whereas the defense has a Shatter and Diva Bomb, so they basically Pink Sox needs to make sure they do not get shattered and Diva Bombed. If they can avoid that, I think they can win this. They take down Reinhardt immediately early. That's actually very good.
Ooh, and there's the shadow. See if they caught a couple. Still the kills going the way of Pink Sox. The attack 3 already, and the defenders dropping like flies. Oh my god. Just a flurry of kills here. Stalker the only one left to try and contest this. Very close to a tick. 54 seconds left to get the diva out of mech. Can anybody come back in and contest this? Killer Dog's trying. They can't quite do it. Pink Sox leveled the series.
That, yeah, we go 1-1 now. That means, what a game, man. That barrage was amazing for Pink Sox. That was exactly what they needed.
Of the game.
And yeah, we actually get to see it right now. I want to see this.
Yeah, it was a fantastic combination here. Able to get the triple kill direct on the H-bomb over the top.
Oh, they didn't even know it was coming. The Reinhardt was so trying to swing into the grab. He was wasn't able to protect the rest of their team.
Spectacular play there.
Bougie right there with 68% kill participation.
The rest of Pink Sox, solid game from them, and fantastic. Got to feel good to tie up the series. We'll be going on to, I believe, Ilios next. We come back with the CGL Champion Tier Finals.
Woo!
And welcome back to the Console Gaming League Champion Tier Finals, and leveling up the series here. Pink Sox getting a win after the drop on Watchpoint Gibraltar. Buffalo Banditos all knotted up now as we go into Ilios. I'm your host, Salt and Pepper, joined by Headrammer, and this has been a really intriguing game so far. What do you think we can expect to see on this control point now that kind of more team coordination, objective-based gameplay is out the window?
I want to see boops, and nothing but the boops. This is Ilios, the home of Lucio players. We got Well, we got Lighthouse, we can just knock people off the map. I want to see every possible situation in which you can get somebody into those pits. And we did just see actually Bougie right now on the fair, so I mean that's one possible way to get them in pits, so we can maybe a little bit of fair there. I know Goats, like especially like Well, for example, Goats is kind of pretty difficult to run. So I would be surprised if we saw Goats on a place like Well, assuming we even play Well. We don't really know. But I'm actually could potentially see a lot more of this Hanzo. I would expect to see probably Ryan Zarya on a place like Lighthouse. But it looks like we will be starting off with Ruins. And for this one, I actually expect a little bit of back to that Widowmaker battle from before. Bougie versus Soul Reaver. Who will win? Because that's the big, I think, because this map oftentimes, especially during like Overwatch League, whoever won this map was basically seeming to be determined whoever won the Widow battle, because they won the Widow battle and then they could just go about without having to deal with the pressure of the Widow.
Yeah, Widow supremacy definitely important here. I think that will be a pretty determining factor. We'll see if they decide to go back and forth. Looks like they will. Mini Soul Reaver and Bougie over on the Widow now.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what these tanks that Pink Sox will be running here. Right now they're teasing a little bit of Winston with Hammond. Whereas right now you're seeing a little more of the more meta Ryan Zarya on the side of Buffalo Banditos here, with a fair as well, so that's actually interesting. That could actually prove a little bit of difficulty for Pink Sox. It all depends on if Bougie can win this Widow battle. If Bougie can win the Widow battle, then I think the fair goes back into Pink Sox, because then he can shoot the fair out of the sky. But without that, I think it'll be very difficult because they have no other person that can counter both sides. They don't even have a diva.
You like a Doomfist play here from Caspique, obviously. Every single time there's a Doomfist on screen, I'm like a small child, so. Have the Widow battle already right off the bat. Bougie looking to get the picks on the Mini Soul Reaver. Nobody's found anything just yet, but just a highly mobile comp here from Pink Sox. Really liking it with the hell of my name over on the Hammond. Caspique obviously, but early on H-Bomb able to pick up Bougie. That'll be huge, but now both Widows down as Caspique finds Mini Soul Reaver. 5v5 as the point opens up. Can't tell who has the advantage, but I think it's Pink Sox with more of the representation here on the point. It starts to go that direction. H-Bomb trying to continue contesting. Kill the dog in with the pin, finds Wrecking Ball, but hasn't quite found the kill yet. He'll still go in the way of Pink Sox, however. And we'll be able to cap the point first here. Assassin on Lucio, the substitute coming in for General. No Nibs trying to get away and may just find his escape.
Yeah, so maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's not a Widow v Widow battle. Maybe it's actually just a Pharah v Widow v Doomfist.
H-Bomb back at it though. 94% already. A couple more directs and already Rocket Barrage. There's a Kobe Kid sound barrier for the defender, so they'll try and use that to avoid a lot of the damage coming through, but in a good position for H-Bomb to use this and kind of offset the fight and get a little bit of percentage going the way of Banditos. A lot of ultimates building. Maybe they're just waiting for the Graviton.
Maybe. Assassin now over to the Bridget instead of the Lucio.
There's a combination. H-Bomb in over the top of C.
Oh, did get Doomfist inside of her.
I don't know. Maybe they didn't get as much value out of that as they wanted to. Now it's a Valkyrie up. Actually, Valkyrie and Sound Barrier up here for Pink Sox. They're investing all of their support ultimates. Nice pin onto Caspique from Killer Dogs. There's a Shatter. Finds two. Huge here for Killer Dogs. Swinging away at these supports. But the Valkyrie up from Yukio will keep that Lucio on his feet.
Sure. Oh, Bougie taking down. And they'll just push them back to spawn. They've decided to now swap off of the Widow themselves. So Bougie's actually now completely uncontested on the Widow. Mini's over going over to the Sombra and the Doomfist as well. So they kind of want to partially mirror comp this while using the Sombra to hack the. Because both Doomfist and Hammond are both very hackable targets that come very immobile when hacked. And Bougie just literally just gotta stand on this pillar, saying like, ah, come at me. I dare you.
Hasn't found a ton of benefit yet, but now Keel's going the way of Banditos as they come back into attack this point. 86% for Pink Sox. They won't have a lot of time to be too lethargic here, but the kills all going the way of Banditos. They try and move back on here. Bougie gets a quick pick on a mini Soul Reaver, looking for another, but getting kind of bullied here by H-Bomb with a Doomfist. And I think it is going to be Banditos finally able to cap this point back over at 97% for the blue team.
Yes, so that's one fight material right there, and they actually have some ultimates. They have the Winston ult, they have Hammond again, they have they have a lot of what they need to take this point back, honestly. As long as Summer doesn't EMP them.
Yeah, so that's going to be the key, coming in quickly to make sure that Soul Reaver doesn't have time to build that EMP, already 30% away or so, but a lot of ultimates on the side of Pink Sox. They'll have quite a few for this fight, and at least on paper, you're exactly right. They should 100% win this. We'll see if Banditos can hold on. Immediately, though, there's the kind of zoning ultimate from Hammond, able to pick up 2 supports, though. That's huge for them. Yeah, all the kills just go in the way of Pink Sox. Making quick work here of this point defense. Not a lot of members left here for Banditos, but they still have supremacy on the point. Meteor Strike coming in, though, looking for a few targets. Finds the Sombra Soul Reaver. And they'll flip the point back.
Oh, Lucio just got on the point, chilling out a little bit. And with a little touch. I don't know if Reinhardt will be able. Oh, he gets punched off the point! The zoning fist
from Caspique.
Yeah, very interesting comp that Pink Sox are running that kind of actually did end up playing pretty good dividends. It's just the Hammond going around causing so much chaos, which also then helps Bougie, because when Hammond knocks people around, it kind of knocks them around in a little bit of a predictable path that makes it easier for Bougie to line up those shots on the Widowmaker. And then Caspique on the Doomfist, able to go around and just punch people throughout the chaos, and Doomfist just gets stronger and stronger in chaotic situations. Looks like they're running a little bit more of a dive type comp this time on this point, so opting to not do the Orisa Hog that is so common at this point.
Yeah, you almost always see Autolock Orisa Hog on Ilios well, but Soccer Killer Dog still going that direction for Buffalo Banditos, but Caspique switching off the Doomfist now to a Genji. See if that helps him going directly and over the top, looking to get damage in just from a bit of a flank here. The aggressive response though from Pink Sox. Oh my god, what a pull. He is able to grab Hella My Name over the side. I think he almost got Lucio as well, but able to get back. Kill still going the way of Pink Sox early here. Bougie with a nice
Bougie, that's
dribble. Oh my god. Just put in serious work. Soccer not gonna be able to last too much longer.
And despite the early hold and picks that Buffalo Banditos got in that point, Bougie is able to turn around. And now that they have control at this point, he is in the air here, and there isn't a whole lot besides. Okay, H-Man went over to the Genji now, so they do have a little more that can contest Bougie. They are deciding not to go Widow themselves still, and already popping those infrared sights.
Well, and Soul Reaver's been effective
like
on the Widow, but maybe they think they've got other options here and they don't need to invest a Widow for Widow, and they can get more value out of H-Bomb here on the Genji. But already putting a little bit more damage, 25% of the point gone for Pink Sox, and not a lot of attack coming through yet for...
Oh, gets punished.
Bougie
down though.
Bougie. Yeah, Soccer takes Bougie out the sky. Hell, My Name gets res back up though, and now it's a Dragon Blade for Caspique. Looking for a couple targets, hasn't found anything just yet though, but putting in a lot of damage as the whole hog comes out here from Killer Dogs. Yeah, a lot of ultimates, but not a lot of results from either side, really.
Yeah, really. Oh, the Hammond ball's dropped. Oh, kills Orisa. That's one of their biggest things they need to keep up because of that shield. And this fight is all over the place now. It's now going over to the Pink Sox side of the point. As Kill is just staying with Pink Sox.
Yeah, continue to give what they need to keep pushing this. Pink Sox in a good position to take the lead in this series here. They only need to win just about one more team fight.
Hammond is just causing so much chaotic situations. Now they do have a lot of ults coming up here. We do have the Orisa Bongos, we have the Dragon Strike, and we have the Dragon Blade. And there is no defensive ults available right now for Pink Sox. So if they make it back fast, they could, I think they can get the kills they need.
The Killer Dog getting a pick onto Caspique. That's going to be big here for Banditos trying to come back into the point. Not a lot of time, but here's the Supercharger in the corner from Soccer as they come back in to engage. Hello, My Name making it difficult though, coming in over the top, dropping down. Soccer able to stay up though. Nice support help there. Name's
gets H-Bomb. He has the Dragon Blade.
Yeah, just having the hardest time using these ultimates as effectively as they need to maintain any of the supremacy on the point. Hook goes right there for Killer Dogs. Has a whole hog available. Caspique is going to use the Dragon Blade though. Looks for a couple to try and contest that hog. Killer Dogs still not getting anything out of this Rocket Barrage, but still zoning out the opposite team. They've got a sound barrier though. Pink Sox just trying to hold on to this point, knowing they can take the lead in the
he's
series
almost
with a win
walking
here.
back. So Bougie down now though. They are popping Blade.
But when he finds
Could be what they
Yukio
need.
quickly, looking for a second, finds support, can't quite catch that Lucio though. Still in overtime, Banditos looking to hit the kills they need. Finally, kill feed starting to go blue for them. I think Soul Reaver the only one left here on the Tracer, just trying to continue contesting, but Caspi giving a little bit of issues.
Oh, he does get speed there.
I don't know what happened
Tracer's
there.
still alive somehow.
Yeah, overtime meter's gonna drop though.
Oh, I know,
doesn't
it'll
get
come
back
back.
on, and that'll do it. Pink Sox taking the lead in the series 2-1.
All right then. Pretty impressive hold there. Okay, I wonder what we'll see here. I guess we get to see Bougie on this Widow again. I think this is that triple we saw earlier.
Ooh, dirty triple.
They're honestly
Oof.
like the shots are good and whatnot, but I really feel like it's not that crazy Widow play. It's more like they just kept walking back behind the shield. He shot them, walked back, shot them. It wasn't even like any crazy flicks or anything like that. It was just they kind of
Consistent
lined up those
Widowing.
shots for him.
Right? Just making it too easy. And again, if they're not going to contest that Widow, then that's what's going to happen. But yeah, really solid performance there. Pink Sox, after losing on the first map, coming back to win these next two, and now a game away from taking this championship. We go to Kings Row when we come back with the champion tier finals from the Console Gaming League. And welcome back to the Console Gaming League Champions Tier Finals between Buffalo Banditos and Pink Sox. After an early start from Buffalo Banditos getting the win on Watchpoint Gibraltar, Pink Sox winning the last 2 maps, and now 1 win away from winning this championship. We go on to Kings Row, and I'm excited for this game, or just to see if Buffalo Banditos can force the 5th map, or if this is it here for Pink Sox. And yeah, it should be pretty exciting. I'm your host, Salt and Pepper, joined by Headrammer. And what are you seeing in this game so far? And what do you think will be the result? Do we go 5 in this one? Or do you think Pink Sox wrap it up here?
You know, I think it has the potential to go 5. So I think this map will be a very big test for the teams. Obviously, if Pink Sox wins this one, they do win the series 3-1. And if Buffalo Banditos does win this one, they take it to a map 5. Pink Sox looking pretty strong on these more chaotic situations, so like these control type maps. They were very strong in Ilios and looked very, very good for them. It seemed like Buffalo Banditos wasn't fully sure of what to do against what they were running, because Buffalo Banditos was a little bit more meta composition, and Pink Sox kind of wasn't really running super meta. Well, it was 2-degree meta, but it's like a different meta. It's weird to explain. But however, earlier Buffalo Banditos was looking pretty good on maps that did have a payload. And so now we're going to Kings Row here next, which is that hybrid map. So you got to cap the first point and then move the payload around. And I think Buffalo Banditos can give them a pretty good fight on these payload type maps, because they seem like they did a pretty good job at managing the payload and keeping that going. What time will tell. One of the also things I think is also interesting. So obviously we mentioned earlier, Pink Sox down, kind of like one of their main tank players. I think overall Banditos have been kind of winning the tank battle, at least on the first map or so, when they were running that Ryan Zari composition. So I felt like when Pink Sox went over to the composition that was not the Ryan Zarya, felt like they were doing a lot better on that one. However, Kings Row is a map that historically has seen a lot of Ryan Zarya. I think Buffalo Banditos, just due to base of that, can provide a pretty good contestant to what Pink Sox has been doing, assuming they decide to mirror them and run the Ryan Zarya as well.
Well,
so that's like right now. So we do have.
I do think that'll be interesting, because we've seen Bougie run the Widow so successfully on these previous maps, and now coming back out here on Kings Row with the Widow, we'll see what kind of shield comp the defense goes with. I think it's kind of a foregone conclusion now. Looks like a little bit of a defensive goat so far, but we have to change that up.
Yeah, you usually don't see as much of the goats on defense here. Actually, ooh, interesting. Okay, so we got. Is this a trolley thing, or are we actually running with double shield? Oh no, okay, I'm being trolled. They're going defense then. So they are running the defensive goats composition, but you don't usually see a whole lot of goats on the defense. It can be run, and in Kings Row is kind of one of the maps where you can do it a little bit more successfully than others, because you have all these yeah, kind of not really enclosed spaces, but it's much more of a tighter map where the high ground doesn't matter as much in some places. So you can kind of like hold around the hotel, like, even if they're running the Farah, but it's still not as super common. So if I was Pink Sox definitely has a lot of options to attack this ghost composition, but one of the big benefits for Buffalo is that they don't really have to, most likely they don't need to make changes if they lose this first point. They can keep the same composition. Looks like we have a Torbjorn attack here.
Huge, it's a really kind of settled in defense here in the back, right around the corners, using that, and that's probably to avoid a lot of those sightlines for the Widow that is now Caspy's playing the Widow here, not Bougie for Pink Sox. But Soul Reaver getting the pick onto the turret early, that'll be helpful, but nobody really getting any kills just yet. Now into the back, Hello My Name looking for a couple, gets stunned out of it though, and now gets completely melted. Yeah. H-bomb dropping that Wrecking Ball quickly. The defense will now come back into continue cleaning up some of these kills. Soul Reaver already at a very high charge, melts down Bougie. Kills really going the way of Banditos early, and Pink Sox will have to retreat.
Yeah, I'm not really sure I like this attack Torbjorn. I can see the Torbjorn being not being as bad when you have the payload section of it, and potentially if you were defending it. But with attacking for it, have mixed feelings for it. It looks like they kind of agree with me, and Bougie actually has decided to go over to the Farah to play more of this anti-ghost composition with Caspier on the McCree.
Yeah, not a lot to contest with this Farah early on, and looking to get damage in over the top as the attack comes back in. Bougie, yeah, just able to get the damage. Swaps either side, though, as Caspic and Assassin fall. Caspic actually also switching off the Widow, I think going over to the Widow, so a nice combination there. They get a few in the Graviton, though, including the Primal Rage coming out here for Hot Name's Juice. Has to waste that entirely, and kill again going the way of Banditos. Soul Reaver with a triple.
Yeah, that Graviton picked up a lot of people here. It's already killing probably 4 or 5 people in that fight. it was pretty good.
Yeah, huge here for Soul Reaver.
This is where the
Very
Ghost
solid.
This is where Ghost can kind of get scary as it gets going, and you start building up these support and tank ultimates, because then it can be very difficult to stop that.
Yeah, again, it's a dive coming in from Hello My Name's Juice on the Winston, trying to follow up with him, but it's a shatter
the
coming up from
shatter.
Kilodog, finds a couple. Oh, and the rally just to help keep everybody up. Solid here from Banditos, and this defense is coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, this bridge has been causing my name is actually a good bit of problems as he goes in for the dive and gets stunned quite a lot, getting caught out of position.
I'm kind of surprised that Hello My Name keeps going in almost seemingly alone. They've got a little bit of that dive coming in from Name's Juice, but not that time. So just difficult. They keep losing that Wrecking Ball early. It's going to stall the attack for them a little bit, and now with just 1 minute and 39 seconds, so it could start getting a little dicey here for Pink Sox. They do have a tick, though. That'll be helpful, but I think especially against Banditos, you're going to want a little bit more than that on King's Row.
Yeah, they switch over to the Ryan Zarya now. However, they don't have a whole lot of time to build those big tank ultimates, whereas this grab right now is already built up for the defense here.
Ultimate's coming
And
out. Bougie is
Raj
able to
does bring down
find
Reinhardt.
Kilodogs, though. Yeah, that'll be huge for them. Finally getting a little bit of something. Now it's a Coalescence, though, coming out from a more on the defenders. I think tries to get stunned out of it a little bit, but still none of the kills really dropping either side.
Juice caught
Finally,
out
Soul
position
Reaver
again.
picks up Name's Juice, so you're exactly right. Going to be difficult to earn those ultimates with the amount of time they have. They get the second tick, though. That'll be
Mercy
huge.
does get the rest.
They're able to get Name's Juice back into the fray.
Oh, how many Juice is so low? Oh,
Not
he
a lot
gets
of members
pinned,
up
man. He gets pinned so much from this Killer Dog's. Killer Dog's definitely winning this Ryan battle.
Yeah, Kilodog just has an eye
Now they're
for
at the
those
backup.
pins and is able to make them really efficient, really effective. But 82% now with 36 seconds on the clock for Pink Sox. And yeah, this defense from Banditos is exactly what they needed after dropping the last two maps. Can
Yeah,
they
so
convert
they
it,
have
though?
actually coming up. And they have Grab and Shatter and Rally, and actually they have a lot of defensive ults. So this is going to be a very difficult fight for them to win, for Pink Sox to win.
Yeah, huge charge for Soul Reaver. There's a Graviton right inside, but finds nobody, actually. They get nobody in that Graviton. Here comes a Rocket Barrage over the top, though. Bougie's not able to get anybody either. So the defender's still starting to clean up here. This is huge from Banditos if they can hold on to this. Now it's a Graviton coming out from the attackers. There's a Sound Barrier from them as well. They've got a lot of the numbers on the point and finally getting some of these kills. Caspique now with 2. Has a Dragon Strike. We'll see if they feel the need to use it. Few Storm Arrows in. Assassin trying to
that should
contest
be
the
it.
defenders. Yeah, it looks like Banditos will not be able to completely hold this. In overtime, Pink Sox will cap the point.
That was down to the last second for them. That was a little bit scary.
Yeah, that could have been
Beautiful Banditos holding that really, really well.
catastrophic there for Pink Sox had they not gotten anything out of this, but able to finally cap the point. 2 minutes and 15 seconds is not a lot of time to work with, though, and these channels are just so tight. Dragon Strike coming out, though, from Caspique directly into the alleyway, finds Soul Reaver, and that can be helpful for the attackers, as that long spawn will make it a little bit difficult for that Zarya to get back into the fold. See if they have space for... Yeah, they're under Mercies. They have no space for the res anyway.
Gotta back up and give him a little more space.
Another payload pushing largely uncontested. Bougie here trying to get damage over the top on Soccer, who may be a little bit enthusiastic about this positioning, but will be able to retreat safely.
And because it took them so long to take first point, they really don't have a whole lot of time to push this entirely through second point. They're already down to like about a minute and a half.
Very true. Yeah, just gonna be maybe 1, maybe 2 team fights. The Coalescence now coming out from a more on the defense. Effective so far. Payload still
Super
pushing
low.
slowly. Using that just to keep the tanks up, though. It's a rally from the attackers.
Oh, Yukio falls.
Oh no, from H-Realm, rather. Oh yeah, now kills going the way of Buffalo
And,
Banditos.
They will have to back up from this now.
They're just losing too many. Time for another fight, though. Banditos, I think, with a bit of the ultimate advantage, very close to a 4th with the Graviton on the way. Graviton for the attack on the way as well. Actually, you know, I take that back. It'll be 5 in this next fight for Pink Sox. Up to the 4 for the defenders. They just have the 1 support ultimate, though. They're not really close to the rally or the Coalescence, so we'll see if that is what offsets this here for Pink Sox. Nice sound barrier, though.
Oh, they're all super low. They do take down the Lucio, and they are down pretty low with tanks. Will the Shatter be huge, though? The Shatter knocks down 2, but I don't think there's a follow-up for
They
it.
got the Valkyrie up from Yukio, and that's going to be helpful, but it's huge support ultimates from both sides in this last one. The Assassin Door Sound Barrier saved everybody from that Rocket Barrage. Still, though, the kills from Caspique and Bougie going the way of the attackers' Pink Sox. They should be able to cap this again at the death.
Yeah, though this time they do at least cap it with some time. Still less than 2 minutes, though, on his third point. Third point, oftentimes, is where people get held up if they do at all.
Well, yeah, you really need to stockpile time early on in order to be able to have enough time to push this through. But an aggressive attack and solid target focus could definitely tip this fight Pink Sock's way. Difficult though for Banditos now having given up 2 points in when they almost full held in overtime. So it'll be difficult for them to come back, I think, in this. But you're right, this is a very defensive favored point. Coalescence coming out from Amor again. Looking to get some early damage in from range. It's a Dragon Strike coming in from the attackers. They're looking for a couple. Graviton again catches a few of these attackers, but a Sound Barrier should help them a little bit. Exactly right. Caspique with a double there, and things still going the way of Pink Socks as they continue to roll this payload through. Soccer in a tough spot and may lose mech.
And they're coming up on a grab and shatter here, so they actually do have some pretty big ultimates to not let them contest this point. But who needs that when you can just kill them all with Hanzo?
So aggressive there. Names Juice able to go in and get a few picks there towards the end, and Pink Sox roll that 3rd point. Again, tough for Banditos after a really strong initial defense for them to allow the complete map cap with time on the clock, no less.
Yeah, that was they played that 3rd point really, really well. It seemed like there was almost to a degree like a little bit of overinvestment in the previous fight by Buffalo Banditos that kind of put them down their ultimates, and the grab that came out from Pink Sox right before 2nd point really set them up well, and there was enough kind of stagger kills that Zarya was already at, even just after using grab in that very last fight. She was already about like 50-60% going into 3rd point, and they were just able to kind of snowball that a lot of times off the back of Hell My Name Is and Caspique. So it looks like Buffalo not wanting to give up in this GOATS composition. They will be running GOATS on the attack here for this 1st point. Bougie going into his signature Widow. And Caspique looks like they want to do a little bit of Junkrat, so I think they kind of are expecting this GOATS. Hopefully, though, they do play a little bit more carefully against it, because it seems like Pink Sox in the past has struggled against running against the GOATS composition, whereas they get caught a little bit out of position, expecting they can kind of like hold the line against it, whereas the GOATS kind of just storms right through them, and then their main tank falls, and they kind of like fall apart. I think a lot of this will be off of the... If Pink Sox is able to defend this point really strongly, I think a lot of it will be based off of their positioning.
3, 2, 1.
Goes attack from Banditos. See if it pans out for them. Caspique now on the Junkrat. Look for a pick in over the top. I don't think anybody got into that trap. Already have 30% to an ultimate though. Damaging over the top. Not bad here for the attackers. Banditos will need to make a concerted effort to push through here in a second. Bushi with a quick pick. Yeah, that's going to be huge for the defenders. I'm not really sure what the attackers waiting for back here, though. They kind of got up to choke and just sat there.
Yeah, they're losing their Moira, though. You can't push in your GOATS composition without your Moira. That's like your biggest source of healing right there.
Well, completely agree.
I think maybe the Junkrat scared them a bit.
Yeah, they just got up to the choke a little bit too early and delayed, and Bougie was able to find that pick onto the Moira. Oh my god, again in a second. Oh my god, what a double there for Bougie.
So their main tank does fall now, so there could be a little bit of an opportunity if any more Pink Sox members fall here, because their main tank is down.
Now infrared out for Bougie and the rest of the defenders.
Yeah, it looks like they are pushing forward right now as Bridget will go through the hotel. Oh, trading kills though.
Now back and forth, but 2 supports now down for the attack. Coalescence coming out though for the defenders. Yukio on the Moira. Doing a good job of keeping Names Juice up and Hell of My Name.
Oh, Amor falls again. One of the biggest losses that Buffalo Mid is having right now is Amor just keeps falling on this Moira.
Yeah, making it difficult when Bougie is getting shots like these.
However, I will say though, Buffalo Mid is building up a large bank of ultimates here. They do have the grab, they have the shatter, they have Bridget as ultimate. They're coming up on a sound barrier, so they're actually they're building up quite a lot of stuff. They're going for that one big push.
Yeah, they have the speed boost, looking to engage this. They haven't yet, though, and again, that's a wasted ability there. Coming up the theater side anyway. Looks like a little bit of indecision here from Buffalo Banditos. Having a difficult time deciding exactly how they want to approach this point. Still with 4, almost 5 ultimates, they just need to attack aggressively and get into it. Going around the right-hand side over here, see if they can get the space this way. Junkrat's making it difficult, though. A lot of this spam damage coming through.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to displace Bougie on this high ground. They don't want him to be there, because he's causing them a lot of problems.
Tough now. Killer Dog misses the jump, so doesn't have a lot of support from the rest of the team. Self-destruct in over the top, though, from Soccer. Doesn't find anybody. Double Gravitons out, though. In a sound barrier, rather, coming out from Kobe Kid. Caspic with another tire gets eliminated immediately. Oh. Yeah, and really, again, hard to tell who has the advantage. I think Pink Sox getting more of these kills, though. Caspic finally able to take down Soccer, and things falling apart again for Banditos. Just 1 minute and 13 seconds on the clock. Pink Sox, a full hole here means they will win this championship.
So, Soul Reaver's had enough of this Widow. He's going over to Widow himself. He's got to challenge Bushi, and then he's going to get dinked immediately.
60 seconds.
H-Bomb also going over this Genji as well. So Genji also might be able to put a little bit more pressure on this Widowmaker. Actually, Soul Reaver's now over the Hanzo. So he's like, never mind, I was kidding. Let's go to Hanzo instead, because Hanzo actually is super, super strong against this type of stuff. They're deciding to kind of go through this... taking down Bougie immediately.
That's huge for them. More getting
they're out.
The last laugh on that Widow. Now the kills going the way of Banditos as they finally get a couple. Starting to earn some more percentage. We'll see how the response comes through from the defenders. Yeah, a lot of funnel and Soccer with high charge, just able to rein in damage here for Banditos. Still continuing to melt down. Look at the health just drop here for this Reinhardt. And Banditos right here at the death, finally able to cap the point.
Yeah, we can just put in the room and kind of really, really hurt them. And then Hanzo's just able to kind of spam and just destroy them. Caspic also fell just like right barely before he got his tire. So I think they realized that he was definitely a threat, causing them a lot of problems. So Buffalo will cap the first point with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to take second.
More spam.
I do wonder if Pink Sox will be able to wants to try to take this up close here. This can be a really hard section to push through if you do take this home close.
Shatters for both Reinhardts, though, so a bit of a dance coming out. We'll see who gets the advantage. But Killer Dogs with a fire strike, able to catch its opposite. Now no shield to protect the rest of the defenders as they come back through. Caspic trying to earn something back here with the tire. Waits patiently, looking for anything he can use. And another fire strike from Killer Dog. From the second time this game, able to take down that tire with a fire strike. Solid accuracy there from Killer Dog. 1 kill answer back, though, for the defenders. Hell of my name, looking for an optimistic assassin. Still 4 kills, though, for Banditos.
I'm actually surprised Soul Reaver pushed that. He was down to 1 HP and decided to go back up and recontest and try it again, and he got punished for it.
Yeah. Bushi doing a good job here.
And actually, so Buffalo stacking on 5 ults right now.
Yeah, interesting they haven't invested a few. Maybe trying to bait out a couple, I don't really bait out, but just like get Pink Sox to invest a couple. And now Ultimate's all over the place. H-Bomb coming with the Dragon Blade. Sound barriers for both teams and a Shatter as well. We'll see if H-Bomb can cut through this healing. It doesn't look like that'll be the case. Another Graviton here coming out for the attackers. Dragon Strike combo. Mini Soul Reaver with a triple. Oh my god. There we go. Banditos finally creating some space in the center.
We have at this point done a pretty big ultimate reset on both sides here. Really, both teams are really only sitting on 1 ult right now. And Bougie actually got off the Widow onto the Genji now.
That was a really nice combination here. Getting the triple kill.
And both Genjis kind of going at it with each other right now. Oh, but the assist comes from Soul Reaver from the Hanzo. And with this tire, I think needs to allow them to know how to stabilize a bit.
Yeah, looking for their opportunity to use it. Still trying to contest the high ground here as Caspic a little bit, but not a lot of ultimates on the side of the defenders. Pink Sox, and still 1 minute and 45 seconds here for the attackers, Buffalo Banditos. Here's another Dragon Strike coming through from the attackers. Isn't quite able to find anyone, but expect the ultimate's got to be coming out here pretty soon. Bougie finds a pick onto Soul Reaver. Here comes the tire, though. Finds a assassin.
Yeah, that's stabilize.
Yeah, 2 picks. That's about what you need right there. And that'll be helpful as well. Pink Sox having to... We're continuing to push in on these attackers, and yeah, I think Buffalo Banditos will retreat. They've got definitely time to fight this, but I think Pink Sox have definitely dipped Banditos underneath their time bank by the time, you know, should they cap this. I think they'll still be with a bit of a time bank advantage, but albeit slightly.
Yeah, both teams kind of building on their ultimates right now. Buffalo Banditos again has the ultimate advantage overall, though. But just getting that pick on Soul Reaver actually just will further delay this. There is no mercy on both sides. His name's Juice, getting pretty low. And I feel like this is just going to be a slugfest of ultimates here at the end.
Yeah. Just like that, Graviton's out on both sides. And both Dragon Blades as well. Bougie able to get 1 on a more. A second kill goes onto Killer Dogs. Things looking good for the defenders, but H-Bomb's able to find a pick as well. Finally gets dropped, though. And yeah, again, Pink Sox able to stabilize. They'll hold on to that. H-Bomb, the only one able to answer one back here for Banditos, but a lot of ultimates invested for both sides there.
Both sides invested almost the exact same ultimates with Grav. Oh, but Lucio fell before he was able to invest the sound barrier on the side of Banditos. I believe that might be why they failed that push. Even and also Moy was taking out immediately. So in that grab, they had no healing. Oh, big shatter coming out though. Will they be able to follow up on it? They do. They take 2 down immediately.
Things looking a little bit better for Banditos, though. They get 3 kills. There's a 4th. Killer Dogs getting in there as well. Caspi trying to find something, and Bougie able to answer a kill back. But Banditos still with a bit of the numbers advantage, but they do not have the respawn advantage. Still trying to push the payload in overtime. It's going to be tough now because even if they do cap this, I think that... do we go up to a minute, or is it it's just a straight draw, right? There's time on the clock here for Pink Sox. If... you know, they come back and try and contest this. Either way, though, Mini Soul Reaver now with the tires, not able to find anybody, though. Soccer looking to get a kill, finds one. The attacker still continuing to push, but the defender's coming back in with reinforcements. Here's a sound barrier, though, from Assassin. That could be huge here for Buffalo Banditos. They continue trying to push this. Yukio drops. It's My Name on the point. Caspic on the Soldier. 2.75 meters away here for Banditos as the Graviton comes out from the attack. Oh, and they're finally able to cap it in overtime.
Yeah, so we do get the situation now where Pink Sox has what's the I forget what their time bank was. They do have oh yes,
they
both
do
teams
go to a minute because they were underneath a minute.
I forgot it was just barely under a minute. So yes, both teams do get to attack this again, with Buffalo Banditos attacking this first. And it looks like though Buffalo Banditos did have a decent problem attacking it last time. Surprisingly, I thought they were actually going to do really good with it. So with them attacking first, I'm really curious to see how they decide to attack this. If they decide to do what they did before and just maybe play it differently. It looks like they might be trying to do what worked for them initially. They're actually maybe just starting off on this Genji to start with, and Pink Sox. Oh, they might. It looks like they're kind of expecting a Ghost comes through. They're running the Pharah Junkrat. They just want to hardcore spam them. Yeah, if Pink Sox had capped that with just a little bit more time left in this thing, they would have been going out for a potential win or a draw situation. They would not have been able to lose, but just barely being on the time cap allows Buffalo Banditos another chance at life.
Yeah, exactly right. Buffalo Banditos granted a lifeline here. We'll see if they make the most of it. Remember, a win here takes us to Game 5. We'll be on Lijiang Tower. So everything to play for here for Buffalo Banditos. This attack right here. I think to some extent determines the end of their season. So they're looking for some positivity. See if they find it.
Well, a win or a draw would bring it to at 5.
That's true. That's very true. Mini Soul Reaver starting off very quickly, getting the pick on a Caspi. Bougie's able to answer one back on his opposite H-bomb, but Soul Reaver again with the double now, getting Yukio. He's got this Reinhardt in the corner, name's Juice drops, and Soul Reaver popping off here on Junkrats give Banditos a ton of space on the point.
Sure, those kills dropped early. That's big falling. Yukio went down was really bad because that was a big source of healing.
Huge here for Banditos, and they'll be able to cap the point first. They've got 18 seconds left. They won't get any additional time in the overtime, but gigantic here for Banditos to have capped the A checkpoint here. Just gigantic.
For sure, especially when they spent so much time on their very first attack trying to do it. That didn't really real. I think, oh, it's just falling immediately to Pharah. Oh, but Pharah falling as well.
Trying to get the res though. Yukio could be in a tough spot. Yeah, they're able to get Killer Dog out of the way. That could have been catastrophic had Yukio fallen there, but they've got their full members back. Soldiering over the top. Caspi here just looking to get damage in through the window. Still the overtime meter means nobody can drop out of space for the attackers. They pick up Caspi finally through the window. Soccer and H-bomb doing everything they can. It's a defensive Graviton coming out though. They've caught quite a few, including H-bomb over the top. Can they follow it with damage? Hella My Name able to get a good double. Soccer trying to answer one back, man. It's just so hard to tell who's got the advantage here. Now it's a Valkyrie up though for a more. I think that'll be super helpful here for Banditos.
She gets punished.
Yeah, Yukio goes into the res and exactly right. Gets punished for it. Now it's going to be a retreat here from Name's Juice before they start getting rolled through the center section. Again, solid here from Banditos. Resilient to continue this fight and getting the kills they need. Finally pushing back the defenders, getting a little bit more space through the center section.
Yeah, this Hanks of Big Lock under so much pressure right now. And it looks like Banditos does have another Graviton Barrage combo, and they just don't have anything to defend against it.
Well, here's the Graviton coming out now, and there's the combination. H-bomb with the double actually gets down 2 tanks before finally being taken down by its opposite Bougie stats, but still the kills going all the way at Buffalo Banditos. And a res will get that Pharaoh right back up. So still full here. Looks like they're going to be able to cap B. And what a roll coming through from Banditos. Huge here for Buffalo Banditos. Again, just able to finally push through to the final section in overtime. And less than a minute on the clock for Pink Sox gave them another opportunity. They're taking full advantage here. Caspique with the tactical visor looking for a couple. It's a tire from Soul Reaver to take him out immediately. Nice pick or ultimate swap there. Still the overtime meter begging to drop as soon as Banditos gets off the point, but they've been pretty responsible about staying right up close next to it. A lot of ultimates though building for the defenders. They've got 4, almost 5. Graviton on the way. Looking for a shatter. Names finds a couple to tactical. A sound barrier rather though for the defenders to keep everybody up. Nice res with the Valkyrie up here from Amore. It's another defensive Graviton. Can they capitalize? It's a triple kill though for Bougie. Overtime meter still sitting there. But I think this is finally a Banditos without the numbers to continue contesting. Soccer trying to stay on, but can't quite. Amore in close. Won't be able to go in for a res, but is still able to continue the stall. Nobody's able to get back though, and that's it. Overtime meter drops, but a fantastic push for Buffalo Banditos.
Yeah. For how much time they had left, that was a really, really impressive push. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like Pink Sox kind of like staggered themselves a little bit in certain points and allow themselves to be snowballed. But really, really good play from Buffalo Banditos there. We'll have to see if Pink Sox is able to match that on their attack, because it's not an easy ask to do in under 2 minutes there. See what these two teams tease us for their compositions here. So it looks like we're seeing a little bit of a Junkrat Hanzo defense, a little bit of Pharaoh Hanzo attack. So could potentially be vulnerable to this Pharaoh if the Hanzo is not able to hit his shots. But it looks like both Pharaohs are causing a good bit of problems last time, and it seems like Buffalo Banditos were getting the kind of advantage in the fight, at least on that previous attack. We do have both teams on the attack here, so we got, yes, so we are keeping very similar compositions, almost mirrors of each other, minus the Junkrat Pharaoh switch. I guess we takes a shot immediately coming on a spawn there.
And Bougie and on the Pharaoh over the top is looking to get the damage through. Soul Reaver on the Junkrat would be helpful though. Already starting a little bit of the percentage. It's the defenders, Buffalo Banditos, just sitting around this building a little bit, just try and keep from absorbing a ton of this damage and forcing the attack to really engage them. Already gets hit gone though, and yeah, Buffalo Banditos giving up the point very cheaply right now.
Oh, the pin! He noticed the opportunity, went for it.
Yeah, Killer was looking for it, finds it.
Down, it's pretty big though.
Pretty typical throughout this whole game. A nice push away there from Soul Reaver would prevent the res from Yukio. Oh no, they actually did get Name's juice back up. I didn't think they'd be able to get him back up in time, but they...
But he falls again.
Got a nice defense here from Bandito. Still work not done though. They've got 1 minute and 7 seconds to continue contesting, and Bushi over the top's making it difficult.
Okay, I need to back up.
Yeah, finally they do take out Bushi. More getting in on the action. So Bandito's defending well so far. Looks pretty good. Pink Sox now building a couple ultimates though. Yeah, that's true. 2 support ultimates. Yeah, they'll probably have every ultimate for this next fight. Bandito's have been controlling, kind of building those very consistently. Everybody doing their job nicely. Ooh, but not like that. Caspique can take down Soul Reaver. That'll be huge. Oh, they went for the res and couldn't find it. That's 2 picks down here. Pink Sox looking to attack aggressively. And mate, yeah, just that was exactly it. You know, you make a mistake like that, it gets punished immediately. Able to get the quick pick early. They go for the res. It's 2 down, 6v4, and Pink Sox are going to win that every day of the week. And twice on Sunday.
However, if you are Banditos there, I say that fight's amazing for you. You have 6 ultimates against the 4 that is on Pink Sox, and they still have to push it the entire way through second and halfway through third. So I'd say you're in a great situation. Tire is massive. You still have your grav. You have a lot of tools you can use to completely wipe Pink Sox.
To bring up a valid point now in overtime, they can't get off the points. If they do have the tire out from Soul Reaver, like you said, looking for anything here. Maybe looking for the pharmacy combo in the sky. Hasn't quite found it. Bombing over
it gets nobody.
The back, finds nothing. Continuing to push the payload though. Like I said, in overtime, Pink Sox trying to do everything they can. Now the Graviton coming out from the defenders. It's a sound barrier to combine. Dragon Strike and Rocket Brush coming out from either side here. Bougie getting the advantage though, finding 2, but Killer Dog's gonna be res back up by more to get him back onto his feet in the fight. It's a Graviton the other direction now from the attackers. is able to catch 2, but no follow-up. They won't be able to get the kills.
Oh,
Amora
Mercy
taking
on
down his
Mercy action.
opposite. Yeah, Yukio had a Valkyrie too, so that's huge here for Pink Sox get that pick. Or for Banditos get that pick, rather. Overtime meter still going. Pink Sox continuing to push, and this game's coming right down to the wire.
Oh, this is gonna be nasty. So they actually, because Yukio fell, they do still have the Valkyrie themselves and the Hanzo ultimate. Ichiban going over to the Pharah, and it really, I think this might go down to if we can see Blue Reaver get a tire.
Guess that B
Use
check
that, that's
still
over
in
on the
overtime
Tracer
though.
now.
Huge matchup right here, right down to the death. Still ultimates building. Caspique and Yukio still have kills. Bougie switching over to the Fair, and that might be the answer here for Pink Sox. It's been a solid
Bougie
Pharah
went to Widow,
throughout.
actually.
Or Widow. Oh, thank you. Looking at it too, and I still couldn't get the name right. Oh, immediate pick onto
Oh,
H-bomb. That'll be
Widow there.
gigantic. Gets the res though. Killer Dog's down, so they can't invest both. No one coming in to contest this payload though. It's right here at the death. Pink Sox looking to win the game right here. Soul Reaver taken down again. The tire not quite as effective. Yeah, trying to continue the stall. Pink Sox is looking to continue pushing this. They don't have very far to go. Almost got off the point though. That overtime meter almost dropped for them. Banditos just looking for the reinforcements. Assassin the only one there. Killer Dog's coming with a huge pin though. Isn't quite able to get the kill, and he's going to be taken down. Is anybody able to come back in and contest this? Cannot do it, and that is it.
Crazy map.
Pink Sox win the Champion Tier Championship.
Dang, man. That was like a battle of the attacks there, because, I mean, how many teams on both these sides do you expect to push that far on their overtimes? Both teams did that. They pushed nearly the entire map in overtime.
Insane finish here for Pink Sox. They are your Champion Tier champions.
Champion Tier champions.
Champion Tier champions. A spectacular performance there from Pink Sox, winning it 3-1. We'll get some post-game thoughts and see if we can get an interview with the Pink Sox captain. We come back with the CGL Champion Tier Finals. And welcome back to the Champion Tier Finals from the Console Gaming League. Congratulations to Pink Sox taking the series 3-1 over Buffalo Banditos. Dropped the first map on Gibraltar. Strong performance from Banditos there, but then taking 3 maps in a row to win the series. And yeah, it's been a strong season from Pink Sox. Obviously, like we said at the beginning, that 5-3 record not really indicative of their performance, as they came in and adopted an 0-3 record coming in week 4. So winning all 5 of those games and just continuing to win directly through the playoffs and getting the final victory here over Buffalo Banditos, the 1 seed. And it's been a really strong season for Pink Sox. Very impressed with their performance. I'm your host, Salt and Pepper again, joined by Headrammer. And what are your final thoughts after the game?
That was a really, really good game. Buffalo Banditos came out really strong there in the beginning on Watch Point Gibraltar. With despite kind of losing first and second point a little bit easily, they held really, really strong on third point and cut a huge amount of the time bank off of Pink Sox, even though they came rolling to that point a large amount of time. So I think then that also it felt like Pink Sox was not adapting correctly on Watch Point Gibraltar, where Buffalo Banditos was adapting really, really well to each other's compositions, and that's why they kind of won that map in general. But Pink Sox really starting to bring it out a little bit more as the next game. They were